Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another Secure Your Energy Live. I hope y'all are all doing well today. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another great episode. All right, y'all. So I have a little surprise for you today. Today I have a beautiful co-host today by the name of Shaymarie. So she'll be introducing herself to you, and we'll be showing you some products, and we'll be going over some information like we usually do, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to make it happen. So welcome, Shaymarie.
Hey, Ashley, peace and blessings, you guys. My name is Shaymarie Harris, and I'm so glad to be able to be here today and share some wonderful information with you. Thank you, Shavon, for inviting me, and I'm happy to be here today.
Perfect, perfect. So listen, guys, above our pictures, you have a picture of me and Shay. You'll see the websites at the top. So as we go through the broadcast, you're going to learn a little bit more. You know I'm always promoting gold. And what Shay does is she teaches people about silver, the importance of silver. There's some big things going on, guys, in the middle of the COVID and everything. So we have some informational videos for you. We're not going to make it too long today because I got a co-host. I don't want to keep her up all day, but we're going to start with a video that she found very important for her listeners and as well as my listeners to go over first. So let me get that video together and get it started. Y'all know I'm my own engineer, so bear with the process. All right, so this video, we're going to watch this video, and if, you know, as we usually do, we're going to give you a little bit of commentary behind it. So just sit back, relax, get your notes, and get ready to learn. Hold on one second. You see how it knocked me out? We're going to go right back to it. Give me a second, y'all. It knocked me right out of the thing. Okay. All right, I think we're about to start the video, y'all.
Otto Hamilton, aka Crypto Rick, constantly building wealth and precious metal assets. All right. Look, I want to do this quick stream. Shout out to all the Taurus, right? All right, shout out to all the Taurus. You know, I'm a Taurus. It's May, right? May 12th actually is my birthday coming up here. And man, this is going to be an exciting month because right now I'm building massive wealth in precious metal assets and cryptocurrency. And I just wanted to pose this question. Do you know about the panic of 1893? Right, which panic of 1893 actually began on May 5th, which is tomorrow. But throughout history, there have been market crashes, financial crisis, economic depressions, and there has been a pattern to where money flows during those times and where wealth is created. So I was looking at some significant days in the month of May, and I came across May 5th, which happens to be tomorrow. And interestingly enough, on May 5th, right, they had the panic of 1893. And when you look at the panic of 1893, you'll be able to see here, it says that the panic of 1893 was a serious economic depression. Okay, and an economic depression is a depression is sustained long-term downturn in economic activity in one or more economies It is a more severe economic downturn than a recession, which is a slowdown in economic activity over the course of a normal business cycle. So today, folks, based on that, understand that we are in an economic depression. Everything has shut down. This is not a temporary slowdown while there's still some economic activity. No, we're in a decline. We are regressing, right? While our debt, the national debt, is exploding. So the Panic of 1893 was a serious economic depression, which we are in right now, in the United States that began from 1893 and ended in 1897. It deeply affected every sector of the economy. All right, what we are dealing with right now is affecting every sector of the global economy. All right, and it produced political upheaval that led to a realigning election of 1896 and the presidency of William McKinley. Now, it goes into the causes of that depression, right? And what the people did during that time. And what we see here is that to where, a little bit. Okay, anyway, the causes. One of the causes for the Panic of 1893 can be traced back to Argentina. Investments was encouraged by the Argentine agent bank Baring Brothers. However, the 1890 wheat crop failure and the coup in Buenos Aires ended further investments. In addition, speculation also collapsed in South Africa and Australian properties because European investors were concerned that these problems might spread. They started running on gold. They started a run on gold in the U.S. Treasury. Two things I want to point out. Other countries affect the global economy in other places. So this is a very much so even more connected economy today than we had back then. But what happened during financial crisis, where did investors go to for safety? It says they started a run on gold in the U.S. Treasury. And then it has this word here, specie, but it's a bullion coin, right? A bullion was considered, a bullion coin, obviously, which is gold and silver, real money, all right, was considered more valuable than paper money. You see, bullion, all right, pure gold, bullion, like this little 1 gram bar I have right here, all right, is more valuable than paper money, okay? This is paper money, all right? And so when people were uncertain about the future, it says they hoarded bullion and rejected paper. Right now, the global economy is uncertain. How we're going to come out of this, where we're going to come out of this, and what it's going to look like. We are in uncertain, uncharted times in the global economy. And throughout history, the wealthy, wise people have ran away from paper, rejected paper, right? Promises, notes, and ran to gold, right? They ran to gold. We are in an economic depression. There is economic uncertainty right now. Where should you be running to? Should you be holding paper, which is a note with no gold in it? Or should you hold paper, which is a note, but it has pure gold in it? That's pure gold in the paper. That's pure gold in the paper. That's pure gold in the paper. So you can do paper with gold, or you can do paper without gold, right? Let me continue to read here. And it also talks about during the Gilded Age, of the 1870s and 1880s, the United States had experienced economic growth and expansion, but much of this expansion depended on high international commodity prices to exacerbate the problem with international investments. Wheat prices, it crashed in 1893, right? And it also talks about one of the first clear signs of trouble came February 20th, 1893. Now, before any economic crisis comes, there were already signs that we were coming to it. Same thing with this one, folks. It's not the coronavirus. The coronavirus did not cause the financial crisis and economic chaos that we have now. That was before the coronavirus, right? The coronavirus was just the straw that broke the camel's back. I mean, that was it. That sealed the deal, right? And so, you know, during times of financial crisis, you want to hold real assets, not paper. And it said, let's see here, it says, they talk about some of the things. There's also a Silver Act at that time. Because like I mentioned, gold and silver were money. And so it says, as a concern for the state of the economy deepened, people rushed to withdraw their money from banks and caused bank runs. Two questions you need to ask yourself. Should you be running from paper and turning to gold? And should you be leaving your money in the banks or taking your money out the bank? The credit crunch rippled through an economy, a financial panic in London combined with the drop in continental European trade caused foreign investors to sell American stocks to obtain American funds backed by gold. Do you hear what the psychology is during times of economic crisis and uncertainty? The psychology for the wealthy, which we all strive to be in our life, health and wealth, the psychology what the wise do is they trade in their stocks. They sell stocks and obtain American funds backed by gold. They buy gold. It's the panic of 1893. Right? We have another issue here because remember, gold and silver are money. All right? Gold is for kings. You know, silver's for gentlemen. You know, paper's for peasants. And debt, which this is for slaves. This is debt. This, you know, you better off holding copper. Copper got more value than this. That's a real metal. It still takes some labor to get copper. This, they just print this up. But kings and gentlemen hold gold and silver. Gold and silver are money, point blank, period. These are assets that investors rush to. So they had the Free Silver Act around that time. All right. So free silver was a major economic policy issued in the late 1900s and 19th century in America. Its advocates were in favor of an expansionary monetary policy featuring the unlimited coinage of silver into money on demand. So they wanted to create some liquidity and say, look, we got to get more silver. They weren't saying print more paper. They said we need to bring more silver, right? Because they had a fixed monetary rate. And they say, hey, look, we need to increase that, right? But these are the assets, pure silver, pure gold, that you hold during times of financial crisis, inflation, deflation, right? So I wanted to share that. You know, tomorrow is May 5th. Imagine if you can go back in time and you realize what was coming before it came and you had an opportunity to put your money in the right place. The right place right now during the financial crisis, the economic depression that we're in right now, is the same thing that everybody has always done throughout history. They turn to gold and silver. And so you need to ask yourself, you got to ask yourself, is it more valuable to have paper money or is it more valuable to have gold money, cash gold? Is it more valuable to hold silver? Or is it more valuable to hold this piece of paper that they continue to print up? Well, throughout history, wise investors, smart people have traded in, rejected the paper. Reject the paper and get you some gold. Reject the paper and get you some silver. All right? So I just want to share that real quick. Shout out, happy birthday to all the Tauruses, man. You know, this month going to be a good month for me, man. I'm doing very well, helping people secure their wealth and financial future and legacy and precious metal assets.
All right, so I just want to pause the video right there. Shaymarie, are you there? I know you were saying that you couldn't really hear the video too much, but are you there?
I'm here. Yeah, I couldn't hear anything at all.
Okay, but I know you shared the video with me. Right now, we're probably like at we're probably at like 12 minutes into the video. So it's just a few things that he talked about in the video that I just wanted to emphasize, and whatever could you add on to it, you know, we'll just take it from there. When one of the first things he talked about was like the Panic of 1893. And I know a lot of our listeners may not know about what happened with the Panic of 1893. So I really found that very important, him bringing that up, and the reaction of the people. And that's the thing that I want to highlight now, is that our reaction is very important as far as what we would do.
Absolutely.
Financially. Economically, he talks about the economic depression and the slowing down of economy. He talked about the slowing down of the economy, which is happening right now around us. As you can see, I guess we're all home. For the most part, most of us are slowed down and working. So this is something kind of like history is repeating itself from what I'm seeing. Yeah. So this was really some good content. Is there anything specifically that you wanted to kind of highlight from this video?
Well, no, you pretty much hit it on the nail as far as the reaction of the people and, you know, exactly what was being done at that time. And, you know, that's why we wanted to present this video to you guys, to the people, because we want you guys to understand the history of what has happened in the past. And as you already said, you know, we all know that history has repeated itself constantly with, you know, over and over again, you know, over the past 100 to 200 years. And so, you know, not only did this happen or take place in 1893 during the panic or whatever, but it also happened, in 1933 when we had the Great Depression as well.
Yep.
And so this is one of the things that, you know, I know that you have probably been talking about to your listeners. And so I want to just reiterate that, you know, buying and saving your money in precious metals is important, because as everyone can see, back then it was silver and gold that was actually our currency. So, you know, it's important that we begin to start preserving our wealth, so that, you know, when we do hit another recession, that, you know, we are prepared and we won't be affected, like many of us was over the course of the years. I know in 2008, we had a recession and a lot of people lost their 401ks, their pensions, they lost their homes and everything like that. And, you know, we can actually prevent that from happening. Over the past, you know, a lot of information has been withheld from us. And so now the information is available to us all. And, you know, I know myself, I, you know, work effortlessly to try to, you know, educate our people, and I know you do as well, Shavon. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say about it.
You bring up some excellent points because it's showing continuously that as we go back in history that these things occurred systematically. So as you brought up something very
Right.
important, the 2008 recession that everybody didn't feel, but they did feel. They lost money. You know, we talked about this in different
Right.
lives where, you know, I talk about my college savings and the 401ks, and even most recently talking to my mother about her 401k losing close to $15,000 of matching income. So I'm like, hey, you need to do something before it actually disappears and not be there. So the reality of these past recessions, the pandemic of 1893, as you mentioned, 1933, the Great Depression, the change, the
Right.
important changes in laws and regulations, and another important thing that was brought up in this video, the Silver Act. So in later broadcasts, we're going to go
Right.
more into the Silver Act so people can be educated because we went into the gold standard. We talked about how, you know, they separated money from gold, but this dates back to even before gold. Silver was the
Right.
go-to. So, you know, that's what the
Mm-hmm.
dollar was connected to, and even um, you know, some people believe the sovereignty can be exercised through silver. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna go deep down that
Right.
rabbit hole, but you know, we pretty expansive over here. Me and my new co-host. So with that goes to say, um, another important thing to take from this is just pay attention to what's going on in the market right now. As we mentioned when we another broadcast where we talked about the banks and how they do their banking runs and how they have to close out every night and they end up borrowing from each other. But now we know that they're not borrowing from each other; they're borrowing from the big boys. They're borrowing from the World Organization, the Bank of International Settlements. So it's not really no more in the feds. As I mentioned, it's really like New World Order take over once we're getting these loans from these people.
Right.
It's something really to think about. You people are not thinking about how we're getting these bailouts. And this is the people who are wants this one world government. So just keep that in mind, y'all. You know, just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. So it's always good for
Yes.
us
Yes.
as people if you don't want to participate in certain things and you want to be prepared because obviously you see that the dollar has not been stable for how long as far as dated back
Right.
from the gold
Years.
standard. This has been happening, and it was funny because I did a live on one of my other platforms today, and I said all the people out there, we have conspiracy theorists and we're out here, you know, we learn about all this stuff, but what are you doing to prepare yourself? We can't just share information, and you
Right.
not preparing yourself. We have to prepare each other and prepare ourselves. So it's good that we're able to get together with, you know, your side is silver, my side is gold, and kind of talk about it. You know, make it happen and educate as much people as possible. So I'm grateful for you being here, Shaymarie. I love your name. I love it.
Thank you. I did want to read an article that I just remembered. I had saved an article about silver because I know I remembered the gentleman, Brother Ricardo, talking about this being the month of May.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been doing a lot of research, and I've been coming across a lot of information about different things as far as the current, because we're in the middle of a global recession or a global economic pandemic right now. And so there is some information that I did want to share. Give me 1 second. About silver. There was an article that was just released from the Silver Doctors, and I'm not going to read too much of it. But on May 4th, the Silver Doctors issued an article saying that silver is due for an epic mean reversion related to gold. And it says, after being pummeled to record low levels relative to gold, an epic silver mean reversion higher is underway. Here are the details. Silver is powering higher in new bull market after getting clobbered in March's stock panic. Investors have been flocking back to silver in the aftermath of the ultra-rare extreme fear event. That brutal sell-off also utterly wiped out spectacular upside bets in silver futures, giving them massive room to buy back in. After being pummeled to record low levels relative to gold, an epic silver mean reversion higher is underway. A couple of weeks ago, I wrote a popular essay, Big Silver Bull Running. It explained what happened to silver in the recent COVID-19 stock panic and why silver soared in its wake. Sucked into the blinding fear maelstrom, silver was thrashed to a miserable 10.9-year low. This metal plummeted in a near crash fueled by speculators' fastest long purge ever witnessed that exhausted their selling, totally resetting longs. That meant these super leveraged traders' firepower was fully available to buy back silver, and much more bullish than that. Strong and relentless silver investment demand emerged since the mid-March collapse. That's evidence in the soaring silver bullion holding of Silver's leading exchange-traded fund, the Silver iShares Silver Trust. This dominant silver ETF is the best daily proxy for global investment demand. The remarkable capital inflows pouring into silver through that major SLV conduit from American stock investors were explored in depth in that recent essay. But with surging investments demands as evident as SLVs holding its primary thesis, I only had room to tangentially touch on another very important bullish silver factor, that's silver's relationship to its overwhelmingly dominant primary driver, gold price trends.
So basically what you're saying is that silver is playing like a shadow to gold, and it's a possibility that when gold shoot up, silver's going to shoot up.
Absolutely. So, I just wanted to read that out.
Because, like I said, we got to break it down to our readers, to our watchers. But in a nutshell, that's what she said, guys. That's what she said. I'm going to have her leave the link to that article in Secure Your Energy, and then she's going to leave it in her platform for listeners, okay? So you can read it yourself, okay?
Definitely.
Yeah, so that is great information, to know. So let's what I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna try to do, because I don't want it to be an echo. I have a video that I wanted to share with you as far as stocks stock up on gold and silver before the virus crisis is over. So we're gonna share that video, but before I share the video, what we're gonna do right now is I want to share a short video commercial of silver and gold with you guys. So before we go on in the broadcast, I want you guys to get familiar with the products that basically supports us, the ones that's here bringing you this educational resource. And we just ask, if you find it important to protect your energy, it's good to do so in silver and or gold. So I'll share this video with you first, and then it's about a 2-minute video, and then we'll move on to silver. Okay, this is our sponsors.
Silver has been used to gain wealth. It's a fact that silver has historically gained in value at a rate that has far exceeded nearly every other option over time. You see, during the financial crisis of 2008, people lost, on average, 40% of the value of their retirement plans, whereas precious metals during the same time tripled in value. Today, we are seeing the same indicators of the next crash on the horizon that have been seen in the past prior to every crash. And that's why it is so important to diversify into precious metals, particularly silver. World-famous author and financial expert Robert Kiyosaki once said, "Silver is the biggest opportunity I've ever seen." That is a clue, a clear indicator of what the future of silver holds. So leveraging silver is the first way we help people accelerate and protect their wealth. Not just any silver, but beautiful 99.9% pure silver bullion coins from around the world that will put a diversity of wealth building assets right into the palm of your hands. Wealth building is a marathon, not a sprint. So to make it simple and effective, with Quicksilver, you'll enjoy automatic delivery of 1 ounce silver coins each month in a quantity tailored to fit your budget. We call it Auto Wealth Delivery. You'll be surprised how fast you will stack up a nest egg of silver in a relatively short period of time through our Auto Wealth Delivery system that, of course, has no long-term commitments. Whatever you decide to do, whether it's to become a preferred customer or to take it to the next level and become an ambassador for our cause, we encourage you to get started down one of our proven paths today. Your future self will thank you for it. On behalf of the entire Quicksilver family, thank you for watching, and let me be the first to welcome you to the Wealthy Life.
So I want you guys to just pay attention to the sign that's going on above our heads. You will see two website addresses up there, okay? And one of the websites is for gold and one of the websites is for silver. So if you want to share your information with your website, this is the best time to share it. Shay?
Yeah, so if you want to go ahead and become a customer and you want to start acquiring silver, you can definitely go to my website. It is at the top. It's www.buyandsavsilver.lashayllc.com. That's www.buyandsavsilver.lashayllc.com.
All right. So also, we're going to share with you a little 1-minute video about gold. You know, every week we got to share you with something about gold to remind you how important it is to save with gold, and now definitely save with silver and gold. So take time to listen to this video. We're going to go into one more broadcast for me and Miss Lashay to talk to you about, and we're going to end our broadcast after that. But I want to say thank you so much for you guys tuning in today, taking your time to learn like all the time and paying attention to what's going on in the market. I'm also grateful for the first video that Miss Lashay shared with us, because it had a lot of important information. So we're going to finish off that video a little bit more, because I think we kind of stopped at around 9 minutes. So I know she wanted to share a little bit more up to 14. We're going to share that, and then we're going to go into why it's important to get gold and silver
program, which not only makes buying gold affordable, but offers an exciting way to look at gold from a whole new angle. Introducing Karatbars International. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a gold veteran, Karatbars International is attracting even the most discriminating buyers. What's causing all the excitement? The Karatbar. About the size of a credit card, these beautifully designed cards contain a small denomination of pure 24-karat gold bullion framed inside. People love Karatbars. They're affordable, a whole lot of fun to show off, and most importantly, Karatbars are real currency in denomination sizes you can actually use. For example, can you imagine trying to pay for a bag of groceries with an ounce of gold? It's just not realistic. That's why Karatbars makes perfect sense. A gram of gold is far more manageable. Ready for your Karatbars? No problem. Simply create a free account and have them delivered. And while you're at it, you may also want to consider their exclusive gold savings plan. Easy to use and simple to understand, this revolutionary new feature was created to help you acquire more gold each month through small monthly purchases. However, it's important to realize that you're not actually purchasing gold. Rather, you are simply exchanging your paper money for a superior currency, something far more stable. Now, are you ready for this? Introducing Karatbar Collector Cards. Customized cards like this are rare and have the possibility to exceed their purchase value many times over in the years to come. For example, This limited edition of Pope John Paul II will undoubtedly sell out very quickly, as only 100,000 of them were created. And, as you can imagine, they make great conversation pieces and fantastic gifts. Karatbars International was founded by Harold Seitz with the goal of making Karatbars a household name, and it's already happening. Karatbars are accepted and recognized as currency all over the world. This creates enormous potential for you. You see, whenever a Karatbar is purchased, commissions are paid. For every custom card purchased, commissions are paid. Each and every month, when gold is purchased through their very popular gold savings plan, commissions are paid. These commissions flow not just to the person who directly referred them, but paid generously through multiple generations. They even offer company-wide bonus pools, allowing you to share in the profits of the entire company. And as the demand for Karatbars grows, so does your opportunity. So let me ask you this. How much money do you want to make?
And I think we don't want to make money anymore. I think we're trying to double up in silver and gold. So let me get back to the video that we were watching. What were you saying, Shay?
No, I was just saying absolutely. I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah, it's definitely time for us to get right and stop playing around. One of the things I was talking to my audience about prior is just making the decision to survive. Just make that decision to not depend on the system. And the only way you're going to do that is by making accurate financial decisions and stop, thinking that someone's going to come save us, because they're not. Obviously, you see what's going on and how they're reacting to the coronavirus, and it's not about human life, it's about money. At the end of the day, yes, everything leads back to money and corruption, but this is not the format about that, but we're going to talk about that on later broadcasts, because me and Miss Shaymarie got some stuff to talk about on Uncensored Enlightenment Talk, y'all, so y'all got to get ready, because she sound real quiet.
I just want to piggyback on that.
Huh? What'd you say?
No, I just want to piggyback. I'm not going to be long, but I just want people to understand that actually money and the money system was created for slavery. And so it was created to enslave the people. So we have to get away, like Lashley was saying, we have to get away from that, the capitalistic system, and we have to start creating our own systems, creating our own realities. And this is a way that we can do that, by building wealth with precious metals. This is just one of the avenues. This is one of the avenues that the wealthy, that they use in order to build their wealth. And so you want to be wealthy, then you do what the wealthy do. That's my motto. And so that's all I want to say.
I agree with that, and that's what it is. We want to live like the wealthy, but we're not really doing what the wealthy do, and that's being economically savvy, educating our own, and making sure that everybody comes up that's within the family, because that's what they do, and they prepare for generational wealth. And that is done with having a diverse portfolio, as well as really looking at the world as what's going on and what you can do to enhance it, and what that enhancement can do for you monetary, because that's the only way we can survive right now until they do away with all this garbage. I have to kind of say that too. So, with that goes to say, I'm going to play this little short video right here. It's stock up on gold and silver before the virus crash is over. Before the virus crisis is over. I do apologize. Jim Rogers. And also that video that Ms. Shay shared, I'm going to share it on my platform, and y'all be able to watch the full video. And I know she's been sharing it on her platform. So what I'm going to do is, hopefully, if I don't have an echo, Ms. Shay, I want you to be able to hear, because we're still working out some technical difficulties, y'all. But it's cool, because we are our own producers. But I want to make sure that she can hear the commentary from the video. So just bear if it may be some echoing in the back.
For oil producing companies, for shale gas producers, are we staring at a serious bankruptcy coming in for the entire oil supply chain?
You're already seeing bankruptcies. Some shale producers in the U.S. have declared bankruptcy, and some drilling companies. So it's happening, Nakunji. But last night was an aberration. I don't think you'll see another one like that. You know, the June contract is over 20. In Europe, oil is over 20. So don't think that oil is going to stay at zero. It was only one night for one special reason.
Jim, when commodities crack, it is nothing else but pricing power shifts from commodity producer to commodity consumer. Are we looking at a new order in the world where the total wealth effect will shift away, let's say, from oil producing nations like Russia, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Nigeria, Venezuela to consuming nations like India and China?
Well, Nakunji, this is great. You're very perceptive. This is good for China. It's good for India, good for Germany, good for Japan. It's good for Korea. It's good for oil-consuming nations. Oil producers are suffering now, and many other companies in those countries as well. So for the world, yes, it's good. There will be bankruptcies, but Nakunji, go out and drive to Mumbai. You'll have fun.
Jim, you've been making a point from last couple of years is that central bank will continue to print more money, and that will ensure there is liquidity which will take commodity prices higher. Would you still argue that it's a matter of time commodity prices will start going higher?
Well, yes. I mean, you see what's happened to gold. Gold is making 8-9-year highs. So some commodities have already started being affected. Oil is collapsing for the special reasons which we've discussed. You know, the oil and gas war, the price war between Russia and Saudi Arabia and America's shale producers. But some things are already starting to go up.
When I spoke to you, Mr. Rogers, 5 years ago, you said that if you want to get rich, you need to stack up some sugar in your pocket, get a silver spoon, and start eating rice with that. So in the post-COVID world, if somebody has to make money or get rich, what should one do?
Well, you could go buy sugar. I hope you stocked up. I hope you bought yourself some sugar, buy yourself some rice. Agricultural products will be going higher, especially things we eat, because this is having a knock-on effect with farmers everywhere. But you should also make sure you have some gold. Most Indians have some gold. Most Indians love gold. If you don't have some gold, be sure you have some gold, because before this is over, gold is going to go much higher. I prefer silver at the moment. In fact, I am buying silver as we speak, but both will do well.
Would you be tempted to relook at equities, Mr. Rogers, because you've not liked equities in a long time, but after the recent fall and given that things will change in the short term, would you be looking at buying equities?
Shipping company yesterday, I bought a Chinese wine company. So yes, I am looking now as we speak. You know, transportation and tourism has been crushed everywhere in the world.
What is your understanding of what will do well and what will not do well in the post-COVID world?
Well, some things that are going to do well are things that have been crushed. I mentioned transportation, shipping, tourism, hotels, restaurants are all being crushed right now. They will recover and do well. Some of the things that are obviously going to have great progress is medical care over the internet. Most people never would have tried it, but now they're being forced to try it. So it's going to accelerate. Likewise with home delivery. Most people never would have tried having food delivered at home, but now they have to. So healthcare delivery, food delivery, anything like that. Education. My children are out of school, but they're doing school on the computer now. Most people never would have tried it, but now they're being forced to try it. So all of these things are going to accelerate in the future.
Jim, you know, I must admit this on national television that I love reading your books. I've read a couple of them and some of them a couple of times also. So let's say if you have to write a book on how can one make money and reboot themselves, both in terms of productivity, asset allocation in the post-COVID world, what will be the title of that book? How will the book start and how will the book end?
Well, first of all, I want to tell you that E.T. is my favorite, or certainly one of my favorites in the world. Whenever I'm in India, I watch, and I read the newspaper as well. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan. What you need to do, no matter what's happening in the world, is stay with what you know. Please do not listen to me or other people you see on the internet or the TV. If you want to be successful, stay with what you know. If I told you you could only have 20 investments in your life, you would be very successful. You would be careful. You wouldn't be jumping in and out. You would know what you were doing. So my book would say, New World, stay with what you know. And then some of the things that we all will know about medical care over the internet. You know, my children, we will all know about my children, for instance, will never go to a post office when they're adults. My children may very rarely ever go to a bank when they're adults. You're going to see a lot of empty property, banks, post offices all over the world. So they're going to be great opportunities, but only stay with what you know. Please do not listen even to E.T. Stay with what you know. The world is changing. As I said, my children will never go to a bank, but they will have money, and they will save, and they will invest, but everything will be on the internet.
How does...
All right, guys, so I just want to stop there with that video. One of the things he did say that I found was important was you stay with what you know, but you grow. And that's where he forgot to say at the end of that. You can't just stay in the old mind frame. You have to be willing to try new things. Pay attention to your environment. He said a lot of important things when it came to the tone of the environment. The reason why I showed this video, because we talked about oil. You know how the oil tankers are sitting there on the shorelines, and why are the gas prices so low? Because we talked about supply and demand. Now, since there's a low demand for oil, the prices are low. So imagine when the economy start moving and then we have a high demand all of a sudden. The prices are going to shoot to the roof. And I was explaining that to my daughter about supply and demand in the capitalistic world that we live in. And it's sad because what that's going to do is come back down on the consumers. And what's going to happen is the people that invested in these commodities, as he stated, they're going to have a big return. So us on this channel, what we're trying to do is expand everybody's horizons and diversify your portfolio and think about these things. Not only silver and gold, as you mentioned. Another thing, home delivery, investing in these companies that needs more stockholders with home delivery, be it furniture, be it food, be it whatever. That's what's going to be big for a while. Health delivery system. I mentioned to you guys prior, a few broadcasts, that I kind of shot myself in the foot because I wanted to invest in gloves. I never did it. I always thought about that since I first became a nurse. And like I said, if I would have stayed in my lane and stayed with what I know to a certain extent, would have been able to invest in that. So expand your horizon, guys. That's why I showed you this video. What else he said? New software. Homeschool now is doable. Now parents are going to open their eyes like, oh my God, I really can homeschool my kids. You know, I've been doing it for years and now it's doable. So we're going to need more software, more home care. People to teach homeschools and things like that. Right, Miss Shaymarie, you want to chime in? If you heard anything he was saying, I tried to make sure that you could hear it.
He pretty much summed it up. That was an excellent video to pretty much, piggyback on everything that we were just saying. So I hadn't saw that video. Thank you for sharing it. But I definitely appreciated the information he was sharing, and he's definitely right. There's definitely going to be, a huge increase in these industries, the transportation industry, the shipping industry, because we've all been home now. And so everything has pretty much, kind of plummeted. And so now is actually a great opportunity to start investing in these companies, before, the market starts to pick back up, because, we can really, benefit from, I call it a transfer of wealth. The wealthy, the rich, the one percenters, they've always been the ones to benefit off of, the wealth transfers that have been taking place, and, the recessions that they pretty much put in place. Were always the ones to benefit off of it, while, the other 99%, which is us, we've always been the ones who, pretty much be at a disadvantage. So, I just want to say, now is the time. And like he was saying, gold and silver, it's getting ready to shoot up. I'm not sure if you've talked about this, but, another thing that my mentor, brother Ricardo Hamilton, helped me understand is that gold and silver is highly undervalued right now. Highly undervalued. I believe gold, a gram of gold is about $50-$60 right now, and silver, an ounce of silver, you can get, for $15 an ounce. In the regular markets, but there's a huge shortage of silver, and I believe there's a huge shortage of gold as well. So you want to take advantage of it, because what's getting ready to happen, if you go to the U.S. debtclock.org, it'll show you that the dollar to gold ratio the dollar to gold ratio for gold is like 20,000, and the ratio for silver per the dollar is about 24 or 2,500. So once the market corrects itself and it goes back to the value that it's actually worth, that's a lot of leverage. That's a lot of wealth gain that you're going to gain by having and holding your silver and your precious metals. So this is a great opportunity, you guys. You want to take advantage of it as soon as possible. This is a great month. There's a lot that's in store for them this month, even with the precious metals and the digital currency. But we'll talk about that at another time. Hopefully, me and Shavon will be able to do a show sooner than later. And so we can talk about the cryptocurrencies, because there's actually a reverse split that's getting ready to take place on May 20th. And a lot of people can really, if you get in now, you can really benefit from the increase that's going to happen with the cryptocurrency markets as well. So that's all I want to say. I'm sorry if I was too long.
Stop it. So that's a date. One of our next Secure Your Energy lives. I'm not a Bitcoin expert, but as with the company that I deal with, Karatbars, they do have a gold-backed cryptocurrency that they, I can educate you guys about, as well as she can educate you guys about what, she's talking about. As I told you, I'm not an expert, so what we'll do is plan that show before, you said May 20 something? What day is the conversion?
Yeah, May 20th is the date that the reverse split is getting ready to take place. That is supposed to happen. That's the predicted date, and you can already see if you go to any cryptocurrency chart or whatever, you can see the prices are already driving up. I think we just hit 10,000 overnight on Bitcoin alone, and it was just down at 7,000. So as you can see, it's going up, guys. So you definitely want to get your hands on some cryptocurrency. So, yeah.
I support whatever everyone wants in their portfolio. Like I said, I'm not a crypto person. I really want something that makes sure that it's tangible in my hand. If it ain't in my hand, I don't want it. But crypto is coming out with some new innovative things as well that you don't want to just throw out the window. So the last thing I want to just close off with, in the eye of the heart of the COVID, and the eye of the heart of thinking ahead of time, as people, just securing your energy is really good to try to protect as many people around you as possible. Please, guys, clean up around yourself. please, guys, if you can, social distance. No one's saying go in the house, stay in the house forever. But all we're saying is just give people space. If people are sick, try to stay away. You know, everybody have their own beliefs about things. But the thing that I can say that's factual in front of everybody's face, something is killing people. And it's taking some people, and it's taking not taking some people. But you just don't want to be the people that's taken. So I want to say I love you guys, and I want y'all all to stay in good health. Please protect yourself and your family, because I want to see you all
Yeah.
on my next live, okay?